My Hebrew brothers and sisters, the 12 tribes of Israel scattered all over the earth. Welcome back. This is your Moray, Dr. Yeshua. And I want to say this, my brothers, my sisters, we thank you again for your subscriptions, for your likes, for your comments, and also for your prayers. Praise his holy name. Praise his holy name. In the last session, we are in Psalm 31 and verse 2, commitment to Yahuwah. And in the last session, my brothers, my sisters, we talk about how, Yahuwah works in righteousness. He works in righteousness. And verse 2 here, we started in verse 2 and didn't complete it, so we're going to continue. In verse 2, just to recap, he said, bow down thy ear to me. And then he said, deliver me speedily. Deliver me speedily. One of the things, my brothers and my sisters, is that we have to realize that Yahuwah works in his own time. Okay? Many times we want him to work the way we want him to work. It's like we have him into a matchbox. We take it out, open it up, and say, it's work for me this time, work this time. It doesn't work like that. We have to come to the realization to know that Yahuwah works in his own time. Okay. There are times when Yahuwah will answer our requests immediately, even before we finish speaking. He answers. Okay? I've heard of situation where, and I've experienced, where I'm praying and asking Yahuwah to do something for me financially, and then while I'm praying, the phone will ring, and if I stop to answer the phone, because sometimes you're tempted to do that. And sometimes you do that. Like sometimes I'm in the middle of a session and someone call, and sometimes I don't want to stop the session, but sometimes I feel urged to pick the phone up. Because you never know, if an emergency cases or so on. And while I'm praying, someone will call and say, look, I want you to drop by. I have something for you. Hey. So it's your Yahuwah works. Sometimes you have to wait a period of time. And sometimes the things you're praying for, you never get it. Because it is not his will for you to get it. So his prayer is yes, wait, and no. If you want to put it in that sense, okay? But here, this deliver me speedily. We're not ordering Yahuwah, but we're telling him how desperate we are. Father, we need help right now. We need help right now. And the word here, nasal, deliver. To strip, to plunder, to deliver oneself, to be delivered. Snatch away, deliver me. That's what the word is saying here. To snatch away, to defend me, to deliver me, to help me to escape this. Help me to escape this without fail, try to pluck me out of this. The primitive root is to snatch away, whether in a good or bad sense. at all, to defend or to deliver, you know, to, you know, preserve me, to recover me, to rescue me, to save me, surely to take me out out of this mess, you know. And so it's about on thyself to me and deliver me speedily. And then he said, be thou my strong rock, you know. Be thou my strong rock. And he said, for a house of defense, save me. Okay, so Bayith, the house here, you know, Bayith, it's you know, Bayith, Yod and Taf, Bayith, and you remember that Taf has this TH sound, Bayith, and you know, it's basically saying that a house, you know, a court, a door, even a dungeon is considered a house, a family fort, or, you know, a great house, you know, house. And a house, you can in our days, a house, you know, has doors and windows and curtains and so on, hangings and so on. Okay. The word is used in a great, you know, kind of great variation of applications, and especially when we're dealing with the family and so on. But as great as it would contain hangings and, you know, a home with it, and, you know, some people have what they call a winter house, you know, and so on. But house can also be a palace, a place, and even sometimes we have people praying for those in the prison house, you know, the steward that a temple, you know, is considered a house. Also, when we talk about the house of YAHUAH, we talk about the temple, place where people go to meet with YAHUAH, you know, and something that's within. You're inside the house, and a matter of fact, the house supposed to have kind of safety. You know, when you're inside the house, you're sheltered from the rain, unless you have some leaky roofs, you know, and you're sheltered from the wind, from the snow, and so on. And if you have fans or air conditioning when it's hot inside the house, you know, you can be turning them on. So, bow down thyself to me and save me and deliver me speedily. He said, be thou my strong rock for an house of defense. You know, house of defense. And then he said, to save me. And Yasha is the word save here, Yasha. And, you know, Yasha is to deliver, you know. Yasha is Yod, Shin, and Ayin. And it means to deliver, you know, to deliver. It means avenging, to defend. He is a deliverer, he is a helper. He preserves us, he rescues us, my brothers and my sisters. Praise be to his holy name. The primitive root is to be open wide or free, you know, to be safe, to be free, my brothers and my sisters. He defends us, he delivers us, he preserves us, he rescues us. And when we are in him, we are safe in him. He brings us salvation, which is, it frees us. Okay? All right. And he is our Savior. He is our victory, And so he said, all right. And in verse 3, he said, listen what he said here. For thou art my rock and my fortress. My brothers and sisters, he is our rock. Rock is something that is, have you ever seen the rock? Have you ever seen how rock are formed? I'm not talking about a little stone. Every now and then in some places you see one little rock there. But you talk about rock is miles. When you're flying in a plane, okay? And the pilot is flying over some of those Rockies, right? The Tennessee, the Carolinas. Then if you're going up, like going over some part of Arizona, New Mexico, my brothers, my sisters, nothing but some rocks. When you get into California, oh my goodness, nothing but some rocks. If you're driving and you're going up in the Midwest, going up into places like up in Washington and, those places, Utah, rocks. And when I look at those rocks, it reminds me, my brothers and my sisters, when he said, he is our rock. He himself is not just a rock that you take up and throw. But what he's talking about is that his power, he is, you can hide within the cliff of the rock. Rocks have cliffs like caves and different places. Animals go in between those for refuge. I know people who live in rocks. My brothers and my sisters, he said he's a rock and he's a fortress. A fortress is like a fort, right? And up there you are safe. Up there, is from a lookout area. You can see where enemies are coming. You can see. He is our rock. This is my rock, and is also my fortress. Praise be to his holy name. He is a rock, and he is my fortress. But I want you to notice, my brothers and my sisters, he said, therefore, for thy name's sake, because you are my rock, and you are my fortress. You see, the rock and the fortress associated with his name. When we think about his name, Yahuwah or Elohim, we think about how powerful he is, how strong he is. My brothers and my sisters, no bullets can penetrate the rocks. You can hit a little part of it and you can kind of, bust up, break a little piece off of it. To blow up a rock, That they huge rock. They can't break a little piece out of it. They can't break the rock. But we talk about how strong and powerful. And say, so because of his ability, because of his firmness, because of his ability, my brothers and sisters, to be our rock and our fortress, he said, therefore, by thy name's sake, for thy name's sake, for who you are. Because what is saying here, Yahuwah, your name is awesome. And when you do something, you're doing it because of who you are, for your name's sake. We don't want to blaspheme his name. We don't want to look down on his name. We want to make sure that everybody understand. Everybody understand. For thy name's sake, is asking him to do what? To lead me. Is that? Lead me. The word is Aka. And then it's spelled Aka, but it's pronounced Naka. 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 To lead or to guide, my brothers and sisters. To bestow, to bring, to govern, to guide me, to lead forth, to straighten. That's what the word lead means. He's a guide. He is our guide. He leads us forth. Lead me to the rock. Praise his holy name that is higher than I. And Father, so straighten me out. He's leading us to a straight path, my brothers and sisters. He's leading us to a straight path. And the primitive root is to guide, by implication, to transport his life. Oh, my friends, my brothers, my sisters, you know, when our ancestors were going through the wilderness, coming from Egypt into the wilderness, YAHUAH, he lead, he guide them. And he protect them. By day and by night. Fire and smoke and fog. Okay? You cover them. All right. And so here, when we're going through exile, I remember, my brothers and sisters, even when the colonizers, when the colonial people had our ancestors in the Caribbean and in the Americas and different places, but, they bestow, he bring us, he govern us, he guide us, put us into safety. That's what he does. Even when they have us, even when they use us, when they abuse us, some of them didn't have enough faith to continue in him, so they kill themselves. Because the pressure was so harsh. And they never want to be in bondage. And they rather die than be in bondage. But my brothers and sisters, here he is saying that he leads us. He said, lead me. Lead me. He said, guide me. He leads us and He guides us. So my brothers, my sisters, let me say how much we thank Yahuwah for leading us and for guiding us, for protecting us, for making us what He wants us to be. So we're going to ask Him, my brothers, my sisters, to be a blessing to someone today and walk with the King. Shalom.